Assalamualaikum and good everyone. So imagine meeting someone online who seems caring, supportive, and genuinely interested in you. After a month of the communication, they ask for financial help due to an emergency. So believing the relationship is real, you send money only to discover that person never existed. So this is actually known as a love scam, a type of cybercrime where scammer exploits victim emotionally and financially through fake romantic relationship. With the widespread use of social media and dating applications, these scams have become increasingly common and have caused significant financial losses in Malaysia. It shows in our poster hundreds of cases reported early, highlighting the importance of awareness, prevention, and early reporting. So by understanding how the scam operate, we can better protect ourselves to avoid from becoming the victim.
Since 2022 until March 2026, the highest love scam cases reported within the years was in January until November 2025 with 977 cases, whereas the highest total loss was recorded in 2022 with 56.2 million ringgit. As we can see here, the number of cases reported within the years did not show much differences, while the losses for each year is gradually decreasing. Data from PDRM portrays 79.3% of the love scam victims are women since 2022 to August 2024, outnumbering the male victims. Even the data collected in January 2026 mentioned that 60% of the victims are female. Meanwhile, the rest of the victims are male victims. This implies that female tend to be scammed by individuals they trusted to be their lovers from online platforms.
Types of love scam crimes. So the first examples of the love scam crimes that mostly happen is a fake online romance. So these crimes happen when the scammers they create an fake identity on social media or dating applications by using the stolen photos of someone else. They often pretend to become this person, or they will pretend that they have the successful professions or they are working overseas. So over time, they will communicate frequently with the victims, like by giving attention or compliments and also emotional supports. Therefore, this process we call it as a grooming process, where the scammers try to build or gain trust from the victim. When the victims start to develop the strong feelings towards the scammers, this can make the manipulation become easier for them to gain personal benefit. So the second type of love scam crimes is a financial fraud. Financial fraud is the most common crime that associates with love scam. Once the scammers started to gain the victim's trust, scammers will started to request the money. They usually will create a convincing stories like they have emergencies that you need to use for medical treatments or family emergencies. So because of this, the victims will believe the story and they will start to help because they believe that he is the someone that they care about. As a result, they may send money repeatedly without realize that actually they have been deceived. So as a result, victims will lose a lot of money that may reach about thousands or even millions of ringgit before they discover the truth. Next is identity theft. So in addition to money, scammers also may target our personal information. So they often ask the victim to share copies of identification cards or bank information, passwords, or anything that relates to our personal information. Once this has been obtained, this information can be used to commit fraud or to access financial accounts, and they will use it to create the fake identity. So as a result, victims may suffer long-term consequences because stolen personal information can continue to be misused even after the scam has ends. Lastly is sextortion. So these crimes happens when scammers manipulate victims into sharing intimate photos or videos. This often happens after a romantic relationship that has been established online. And once the scammer receives the content, like the private photo or videos, they will start to to distribute these private photos to family members unless the victim pays money or provides additional content to them. Due to this, many victims started to experience severe emotional distress, embarrassment, and anxiety due to these threats.
So when we look at who is being targeted, so the data reveals that a stark gender imbalance and an overwhelming 79.3% of the victims are female, while 70.7% are male. So this shows that while anyone can fall victim, women are statistically disproportionately targeted by these predators. So there are also some tactics or strategy that already be used by the scammers. So how can these scammers operate? Because love scams aren't just sweet talking; they also evolve into a severe criminal acts. So this can be prevented, and there are some actions that can be used for us to avoid this love scam. So if you see in the poster, there are some tips for prevention. First is we need to verify the identities. We never rely on the profile pictures alone. We somehow can demand for video calls or maybe meet safely in person before we giving away our trust. Next is protect personal info. So we never share bank details, password or home addresses. Third is avoid sending money. So treat it as an immediate red flag if someone you have meet online ask for money, and then report suspicious activity. So we need to alert that dating platform or social media authorities immediately if an account feel fraudulent. And the last one is educate the community. So we need to talk about this scam with our friends or maybe with our family to build the collective awareness. So for the call of actions, I think for the stop communication part, first we need to cut ties immediately. Once they show the red flag such as like asking for money, maybe somehow they asking for our bank details, our password, our home address, our personal data. We need to cut ties immediately. Stop communication. We need to stop replying and do not send send or maybe another chat with with the scammers. Because once we detect or there is a red flag shown by that person, by that scammer or by that people, they need to realize that this is actually not good sign for us, because they will somehow we are not know that we are suddenly get into their trap.
The next important action is to contact your bank immediately if you have transferred money to the suspected scammer. Victims should not wait or feel embarrassed to report the incidents by informing the bank as soon as possible. There may be a chance to freeze the transaction, block further transfer, or begin the recovery process. So it's also important to provide any relevant evidence such as transactions, receipts, and screenshot of conversations. So acting quickly can help minimize financial losses and increase the chance of preventing further fraudulent activities.
So if you ever realize that you have been love scammed from someone online, what you can do is you can make a report police. But before that, you have to save some evidence first, like keep the screenshots of chats and also save the receipts and transaction records if you have ever transferred some money to them before.
For those who have been scammed, a report can be made to PDRM so that they can handle the case. The public can also call 997 to report the scam. The link in this QR code is provided by the PDRM for the public to search for bank account number, phone number, and company name to determine whether it belongs to scammers.